Hello, everyone. I'm Crystal Wildfire Anthony here on another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire on Muscle Sport TV. Hope you've been having a good week. A topic I'd like to talk about today is the change the NPC has made to the national qualifications. For those of you that have not heard, in the last few weeks, the NPC has put out a statement saying that they've changed the national qualifications to become nationally qualified for their shows. The change is now that only the top 2 competitors in each class will be nationally qualified. What was it before? Before, the top 5 placings in a national qualifier, the top 5 in each class of a national qualifier, could go to Junior Nationals, Junior USAs, the NPC Universe, and the North Americans. The top 3 in each class of a national qualifier were qualified to go to the Nationals and the USAs. So whether you placed 3rd, 4th, or 5th, you were qualified for a national show in some way, shape, or form, whether it was one of the junior shows, North Americans, NPC Universe, or, like I said, the top 3 could go to Nationals and USAs. So now it's only the top 2 across the board. Doesn't matter whether you're a bodybuilder, doesn't matter whether you're a bikini competitor, you are only going to be nationally qualified if you place top 2 in your class. That's still a very large number of people, but what does that mean for in the future? Well, what do I think it means for this year, 2018? A lot of people think, oh, great, the numbers are going to go down. We're not going to have such long shows, we're not going to have so many competitors to watch and to deal with, but I honestly think 2018 is actually going to be higher than the previous years. Now, why is that? It's because they changed the qualifications to only the top 2. So now you have all those other people that placed 3rd, 4th, and 5th who are nationally qualified, but only for this year. Next year, they're going to have to place top 2 or higher to be nationally qualified. So you've got those people out there that placed 3rd, 4th, or 5th who are only nationally qualified for this year, otherwise they have to place top 2. They're going to go, oh hell, I'm going to get out and compete this year. So I think that the numbers are going to be at least as much as they were last year, if not higher, just because you're going to have all those people scrambling in to do the show while they're qualified before that qualification falls off and before the qualification becomes more difficult. So I don't think you're going to see a difference in the numbers this year. If you do see a difference, it's going to be a lot higher. Now, for 2019 and over, yes, I do, of course, like everybody else, expect the numbers to drop. Because now you're dealing with only the top 2 competitors instead of the top 3, 4, or 5, depending on what competition and show you're going to. So it's going to weed down the numbers, hopefully make the shows a little shorter for everybody. I understand, I'm sure that the promoters love the money from the entries, but it has gotten out of hand with some of the shows lasting, 3, 4 days, and even though they're splitting it up into 3 or 4 day increments for the shows, those days are still lasting 12 plus hours long. Some of them 16 hours. It's just without a break. They can't start the night show on time because the prejudging still isn't done. It's hard on the competitors. It's hard on the judges. It's hard on the people running the shows. And, it's great that there's so many people interested in fitness. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that there are people interested in fitness and competing and having a good time and all that, everything that goes along with it. But it is very, very difficult on somebody, especially your bodybuilders. And, I'm going to get a lot of people give me flack, but your bodybuilders are your most depleted, whether it's your female bodybuilders or your male bodybuilders. Those people are depleted, they're dehydrated, they're tired, and usually they're put last a lot of the times. And so hopefully this helps them out a little bit as far as the length of the show, the times, things running a little bit smoother. I'm all for only the top 2 getting to go to nationals in each one of the classes. I think it's a great idea. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that will agree with what the NPC is doing and why they are doing it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about kind of along these lines is over the last several years, you have a lot of people, it seems like it's usually male bodybuilders, who want to bitch, moan, and complain about the number of people at the national shows and the amount of competitors. And they just want to complain and complain and complain. And I have been saying for the last several years, sitting at your computer and bitching about it does nothing. So if they had the national qualifications, if you follow the rules, I always say the same thing, if you followed the rules and you paid your entry form, your entry fee, you should be able to compete. And if people don't like that, then they should lobby to change the rules. Now, Whether some of those male bodybuilders got off their soapboxes and out from behind their damn keyboards and actually did it, or who was behind all of this, it actually finally came about that something did happen to change it so that there would be less people at the national shows, making it so long for everybody and so tedious for so many people to watch, to judge, and to run. But, here's my thing. If you guys don't like it, don't watch it, don't bitch about it. And if you don't like it to that extent that it's consuming you, you think you have to say something on social media nonstop, get off your ass and do something about it. Talk to the right people. Get other people behind you. Go and talk to the promoters. Go and talk to the judges. Go and talk to your NPC officials, or whatever federation that you compete with. Don't just sit around and bitch about stuff. It gets absolutely nothing done. So, if you don't like what's going on, either do something about it or shut the fuck up. None of us want to hear your whining and your bitching. So, things like this can happen when people actually get off their ass and get things done. So, there is another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire with me, Crystal Wildfire Anthony. Hopefully I will see you guys out there on social media. Stop by my Instagram or my Facebook page and say hello. Comment on my pictures. Tell me how much you hate me. I love that stuff. Anyway, you guys make sure to watch the other videos here on Muscle Sport TV. We've got a lot of good stuff coming every single day. And otherwise, you guys get to the gym, have a good time, and take care.